Loyalty is not something you hear. It's something you only see when there's nothing left to lose. People often believe in handshakes, hugs, and vague compliments. But that's not loyalty. That's habit. That's politeness. That's interest wrapped in a smile. You don't know who's real until you stop giving, stop sharing, stop being the center. And at that moment, when the lights go out, the ones who stay, they are the truth. As for the others, they disappear as quickly as they once arrived. Don't call it betrayal. Call it by its real name, truth delayed, because loyalty isn't spoken, it's revealed, and the only way to see it is to test it. No warning, no mercy. Part 1. The true nature of loyalty. They're not loyal to you. They're loyal to how they feel when they're around you, to the light you shine, to the position you hold, to the power they don't have. You think they chose you, but they chose the shadow you cast. They like standing close to be lit up, to be seen, to benefit. When you're strong, they cheer. When you step back, they retreat. Fast, silently, as if they were never there. Machiavelli wasn't naive like you. He didn't believe in oaths, didn't trust glances, smiles, or even years of shared memories. He believed in one thing only: testing. Because real loyalty isn't something you ask for. It's something you force into the light. No anger needed, no announcements, just the right silence, the right retreat, and watch who still stands. Loyalty doesn't appear when you give. It appears when you stop giving, when there's nothing left to offer, nothing left to trade. That's when they turn toward someone else. Someone with a brighter spotlight, a bigger stage, a fatter slice of the pie. And then you understand. They were never walking beside you. They were walking beside power. You weren't betrayed. You were awakened. Awareness always arrives late, but once it's here, it never confuses again. You look back at every conversation, every compliment, every glance, and you see clearly, it wasn't affection, it was strategy. Not care, but calculation. They weren't standing next to you. They were standing next to gain. Machiavelli didn't blame them. He just exposed them. And he taught you to do the same. Don't trust presence when everything's going well. Wait until you fall. Wait until you go quiet. Wait until there's nothing left to give. Whoever remains after those moments, they don't need to say a word, because they've already shown you. The rest, you didn't lose them, you just stopped being mistaken. Part 2. The 5 loyalty tests. Test 1. Withdraw the light. If you want to know who truly stands with you, withdraw your light. Stop the praise. Stop sharing. Stop making them feel special. Don't be cold. Just stay silent. Show up less. Care less. Those addicted to attention won't be able to handle that void. They'll back off. Shift their focus. Find somewhere else to shine. And you'll see. They didn't need you. They needed the light you once shined on them. This isn't a mind game. This is a filtering method. Try it for 3 weeks. No announcements, no explanations. Simply disappear partially from their life. If they quietly withdraw, that's your answer. If they try to adjust the distance, ask if you're okay. Make an effort to stay connected. They still have value. Don't confuse reaction with care. Those who truly care won't make demands. They'll check on you, gently, patiently. But the ego-driven ones, they only stay when they're being illuminated. Cut early, stay silent, and never return. Test 2. Introduce change. If you want to know who truly stands with you, tell them about a big change, a risky move, an uncertain turn, a path you've never taken before. Just mention it. Don't ask for advice. No need to explain. Then go quiet. The loyal won't panic. They won't scare you with, "Will it be okay?" or "I'm just worried about you." They understand. Those who dare to shift course are those truly alive, and they'll support you, even if they don't understand everything yet. On the other hand, the disloyal will tremble. They'll mask their fear in polite, concerned, logical advice, not for your sake, but for theirs. Because if you change, you might rise, and that threatens their place. Don't argue. Just listen to how they respond. The more they talk, the more they reveal. Those who try to pull you back to safety are afraid of being left behind. You don't need their understanding. You just need to see how they react to your freedom. True loyalty doesn't fear change. It walks with you, even on rough roads. Test 3. Total silence. If you want to know who stays when you're no longer the center, go silent. No posts, no messages, no reminders, no signals at all. Disappear without a word. Then wait. Who disappears with you? Who quietly fades as if you never existed? And who steps forward, not loudly, but with one simple question. Are you doing okay? Silence isn't punishment. It's space for the truth to enter. Those who truly care don't wait for you to speak. They notice your absence and move toward it. Not out of need. Not for image. But because they see you're no longer there like before. And the fakes, they only show up when you have something to offer. Content, energy, a stage. When you pull back, they vanish. That's not a loss. That's a filtering. Don't send a message first. Don't test beforehand. Just pull back, see who steps in. Because the real ones will feel the emptiness. The fake ones will only see lost opportunity. And one real person, left standing after silence, is worth more than 100 who laughed with you daily. Test 4. Show weakness. If you want to know who stays when there's nothing left to lean on, reveal a crack. No need to complain. No need to collapse. Just be less certain, less strong, less in control. Say you're worried, that you don't know which way to go, that you're tired. Then watch. Who pulls back? Who changes their gaze? Who shifts away? Because some people don't walk with you. They walk with your strong image. You're their launch pad, their fortress, their anchor that makes them look more stable. But when you shake, they panic. Not out of concern for you, but because the ladder they're climbing is shaking. The loyal don't need you to be whole. They need you to be real. And they'll stay, even when you're breaking. Don't dramatize. Just let one crack show. The real ones will step forward, quietly. The fake ones will go silent or disappear, as if your pain is making them uncomfortable. Weakness doesn't devalue you. It reveals who misjudged your worth from the beginning. Test 5. Temptation to betray. If you want to know who holds the line, put them in a situation where they must choose between you and gain. No need to set a trap. Just create an opportunity, a situation where they could benefit by staying silent. Then observe. No threats, no reminders. Just you, the distance, and their choice. The loyal will see it and step back. They'll give you a heads up. Speak plainly. Choose you, even at a cost. The disloyal, they'll stay quiet. Exploit the blind spot. Take advantage of the gap. And when caught, they'll say, "I didn't think it was a big deal." Every betrayal begins with a convenient silence. Don't warn them. Don't remove all temptation to make it easy for them. You don't want someone who's only loyal when there's no other option. You want someone who refuses to betray, even when no one's watching. The easier the gain, the clearer the honesty. And if they choose wrong, don't get angry. Just remember, and take back the key before the door shatters completely. Part 3. The consequences of the test. Most will fail, at least one test. Some will walk away when you dim the light. Some will hesitate when you mention change. Some will go silent forever when you stop texting. Some will retreat when you're no longer strong. And some will choose benefit over loyalty. No need for disappointment, no need for regret. You didn't lose them. You just saw more clearly. Truth doesn't come through words. It comes through reactions. And when you're calm enough not to ask, not to push, not to control, you'll see each person clearly. They were never allies. They were spectators, gathered when you shined, dispersed when the lights went out. Silence is not withdrawal. It's a strategy. It's the crown you wear when you no longer need to explain anything. No one competes with the silent one, because they don't know what you're thinking. And the one who doesn't speak is the one who observes. The less you say, the more data you gather. The more you pull back, the clearer who's approaching, who's vanishing. Don't let the initial loneliness fool you. That emptiness isn't loss. It's purification. It's reclaiming your ground. After the filtering, you'll find the crowd is gone, but each remaining person is worth keeping. No praise needed, no applause, just presence at the right time. They don't need to be fed attention. They survive through silence, through doubt, through turbulence, and they stay. As for the others, their departure is the best thing they ever did for you. Because fake closeness dulls your intuition, makes you question your own senses, makes you forget how to spot the real ones. Now you remember, now you see clearly, and you are silent. Not because you've grown weaker, but because you no longer need to explain. You're wearing the crown and moving forward. Part 4. The Machiavellian Ideology. Machiavelli didn't write for the faint-hearted. He didn't care who liked you. He only cared about outcomes. Did you stand firm? Did you get stabbed in the back? Did you see who was genuine, who was exploiting? Because in the game of power, being liked is a temporary applause. Loyalty is the foundation. And the foundation doesn't need to be large. Just one person, but the right one. Someone who doesn't step back when you're weak. Who doesn't disappear when you're silent. Who doesn't turn away when you change direction. They don't need you perfect. They just need you to be you. You don't need a wide circle. You need a solid core. When you withdraw, the fake ones will go silent. The real ones will step up. No drama. No grand gestures. Just a message. A look. A quiet act at the right time. You don't need to be celebrated. You need to be upheld when no one's around. And only the real ones can do that. Machiavelli didn't believe in oaths. He believed in behavior, in reactions when no one's watching, and how people hold your name when you're not in the room. And he knew real loyalty doesn't advertise. It's quiet. It asks for nothing. It doesn't need to be seen to exist. Once you start living that way, everything changes. You speak less, observe more, and those who once swarmed around you like flies to light disappear. What you're left with isn't loneliness, it's clarity. It's a solid psychological position where you no longer have to guess. You know who's real, you know who's not, and you don't need to ask twice. Part 5. Self-testing. After testing them, you turn back to test yourself, not out of doubt, but out of fairness. You once dimmed your light to see who would leave, once went silent to see who would step up, once grew weak to see who would stay. once created the chance for betrayal to see who held the line. Now ask the opposite. When someone pulled back, did you step forward? When they went silent, did you notice the void? When they grew weak, did you stay or look for a safer spot? Were you truly loyal in silence, or only when your name was mentioned? Not everyone has the courage to self-reflect. It's easy to test others. Harder to realize you were once the one who turned away. Machiavelli didn't teach you to become cold and unfeeling. He taught you to be precise, and precision begins with honesty, with yourself. Did you guard someone's name when they weren't in the room? Did you protect someone without needing them to know? Did you step back so they could step forward without asking for credit? Loyalty isn't constant presence. It's timely presence, not for image, but for principle. Do you have that principle, or do you just react by emotion, by convenience? Be the kind of person no one needs to test, the one they look back and still see standing there. Not perfect, not loud, just still there. That's the rarest loyalty, not loyalty for position, not for the past, but because you chose to stay, even when no one was watching. And if you find someone like that, you must be someone like that. Because in this world, the scariest thing isn't betrayal. It's thinking someone would stay and realizing you were the first to walk away. Part 6. Conclusion. Loyalty is a way of life, not an event. Loyalty is not something that happens once and then ends. It is a way of life. It's something you must check regularly, like locking your door each night. Not because you're paranoid, but because you know anything unexamined will leak, and leaks in trust make no sound. They're silent until the collapse comes, when you can no longer react in time. Each time you test, you're not starting a war. You're simply shining a light into the corners to see who's still standing when the brightness hits. The real ones won't blink. The fake ones will turn away. You don't have to chase anyone away. You just need to observe. This process isn't cold. It's decisive. It's not that you want to hurt anyone. You just don't want to be stabbed when your back is turned. Every time someone falls away, you become lighter. Fewer words to hold, fewer roles to play. The fortress you rebuild isn't wider, just stronger. One person left. That's enough. If they're real, if they don't need to be coddled to stay, if they don't step back every time you change. What you're doing isn't filtering friends. It's protecting your inner world from being corroded day by pretense. Each time, a crack is sealed with truth. Each time, a fracture is replaced by real stone, not a social coat of paint. No one needs to know what you're doing. No announcements, no statements about who's been removed. Just silence. Step back once. Observe. Whoever remains, they deserve to. Whoever leaves, they should have left long ago. You're not making the world colder. You're keeping yourself warm, in the right place. Because nothing is more dangerous than a heart surrounded by pretend closeness. And nothing is stronger than a mind that contains only the real ones. Part 7. The peak. Loyalty is the core, not the crowd. A truly loyal person doesn't need praise to stay. They don't need to be named, don't need to be in your best photo. They don't demand the spotlight. Don't seek attention. Don't need to know everything to remain. They are there because they choose to be. Not because you're winning, not because you're trending, just because you are you. They don't say, "I'm always here for you," and then vanish when life gets busy. They don't silently compete with you. don't secretly collect points when you step back. They don't disappear when you're weak. Don't shine brighter when you're silent. Don't wait for an opening to rise through the gaps you leave. Such people aren't loud, but you feel them. A short message when you've gone quiet. The right question when you're tired. Not many words, but just enough to remind you you're not alone. They don't need you to be strong every day. Don't need you to be the best, the most right, the most beautiful. They just need you to still be you. No pretending, no deceiving. And when you have someone like that, you realize one real person is worth more than 100 predictable ones. The 100 others may clap, laugh, agree, share your posts, but with one small crisis, they go silent, vanish like they were never there. Not necessarily betrayal, just emptiness, no weight, no depth. The real one speaks little, but they're present. You don't need to message 3 times, don't need long explanations. Just be silent long enough. They'll knock on your door. Not everyone deserves space in your mind. Your core isn't wide. It only holds the real ones. Those who don't run when you fall. Don't drift when you're wrong. Don't lower their voice when you need to be heard. Don't confuse acquaintance with connection. Don't mistake nods for the one nod that holds you back from falling. Don't keep people who only show up when it benefits them, just because you fear loneliness. The truly loyal don't need you to be someone else. They don't wait until you've succeeded to message you. They aren't jealous when you surpass them. And when you have someone like that, don't let go. They don't ask for much, just real presence. No fancy words, no exaggerated bonds. Just being there long enough for you to know they're here not for what you give, but for who you are, whatever version of you that may be. People like that are rare. Sometimes in your whole life, you'll only meet one. But that's enough. Because one real person can hold your core strong, while 100 fake ones will rot it from the inside out. You don't need a perfect circle. You need a durable core. Choose wisely, hold tight, and don't get it wrong again. Part 8. Final warning. Don't be soft with betrayal. Betrayal is never an accident. It's a choice. Someone who chose to turn their back once will do it again if given the chance. Maybe in silence. Maybe with a perfectly reasonable excuse. But the nature remains. Don't fool yourself with good memories. Don't use the past to cover the present. You see the crack, you know it, and if you try to paint over it, it will still break. Blind forgiveness is not nobility. It's a delay of the ending you already saw coming. Machiavelli never said you must take revenge. He simply said, cut, decisively, without warning, without explanation. If you have to doubt someone twice, you already had your answer the first time. Betrayal doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be silence when you're attacked, a turned back when you fail, averted eyes when you need someone by your side. They'll say, I didn't mean to. The truth is, they didn't care enough to mean otherwise. You don't need an apology. You need distance and a clear memory. Keeping the wrong person close isn't kindness. It's self-betrayal. Don't be soft. Don't regret. Don't believe next time will be different. It won't. Cut once. Go silent forever. And move on. Don't look back. Because the only thing worse than betrayal is seeing it clearly and still letting it happen. Part 9. The final choice. Rule or be manipulated. False loyalty is not neutral. It doesn't just stand still. It corrodes. Slowly, silently, bit by bit. It makes you doubt the real ones, makes you hesitate when you should act. wears you down inside your own fortress. You think you're surrounded, but in truth, you're being eroded. Every insincere compliment, every empty nod, every time they show up, only to check if you're still worth using. You can't build a fortress with pretty paint. You need stone, the kind that withstands wind, water, time, and betrayal. Choose the wrong person, and it's not just a one-time mistake. You place a crack right at the heart of your wall. And one day, when defense matters most, that's where it will break. So you choose. Rule with clarity, or be manipulated by illusion. Part 10. The Machiavellian Manifesto. You don't test because you're suspicious. You test to survive. Because loyalty is never an accident. It is always a choice. A conscious, calculated decision. People don't stay loyal by mistake. They stay loyal because they choose not to betray. You're not paranoid. You're someone who's once been fooled by a smiling face. Testing isn't a power play. It's a last line of defense, a way to ensure you're not stabbed in the back while you sleep. Whoever remains after the trials, you keep. Whoever falls, you don't regret. This is not a life for the masses. It's the way of someone who knows that the cost of trusting the wrong person can be everything. You don't build circles, you build fortresses, not with numbers, with evidence. And the one who stands beside you must be someone who's been through fire. Not someone good with words, but someone who doesn't need to say a thing. Just stands there, unmoving.